In the first quarter 2020 equity overview, I will start with a review of what has happened in the economy and financial markets since the end of 2019. I'll review the monetary and fiscal stimulus that has been injected into the economy over the last 4 months. If you've not checked out the new stimulus tracker in the Solari Report News Trends and Stories section, I encourage you to do so. Take some time as well to also look at the sections on economy and financial markets, precious metals and currency, and food and health. Our new table press format makes it easy to scan the most important headlines for the period, and it's great background for the discussion we're going to have. Two of the best performing assets in 2020 have been gold and treasury securities. We're watching a reassertion of the long term bull market in gold, and Rambus has prepared a chartology focused on precious metals. Treasury securities are more problematic. While the total return of long term treasuries has matched or outperformed gold, the credit quality continues to debase at astonishing speeds, a fact the market is ignoring now. Investment managers managing billions are looking for liquid markets, and those are the ones that the leading central banks are willing to support as they expand their balance sheets by many multiples. One likely scenario of so much stimulus is one in which we face significant inflation ahead. Other scenarios include those in which a radical reengineering can produce offsetting deflation, including with war and violent means. Leaders in the tech and financial communities are financing and promoting technologies which are designed to install the equivalent of an operating system in a human that can monitor, can mind control, and be integrated with crypto digital transaction systems. This proposes the end of all privacy and all sovereignty, whether at the individual, local, state, or national level. This vision anticipates very different scenarios than simply a drop in the GNP with a V shaped recovery within existing corporate and governmental systems. Instead, we're talking about a radical reengineering of our bodies, our minds, our system of laws, and our governments, and with it, our financial assets, institutions, and systems. If Bill Gates and his colleagues have their way, it will not matter whether you make money in the stock or bond market. If history has shown us anything, slaves are not allowed to generate or enjoy capital gains, let alone control assets. Slaves are considered natural resources whose existence is organized to generate income and gains for their owners, who also reserve the right to cull those who are worth more dead than alive. I want to talk about some of the radical reengineerings being proposed, including installing systems that will destroy property rights, destroy small business, or offset labor inflation with robotics and manage depopulation. I want to address whether or not stock and bond markets will continue in such a world and why. Will the current framework hold? What endures depends on you and me. Consequently, I suggest you ask yourself what you would wish to emerge with your intention, with your time, with your investments, and your money, instead of simply playing follow the leader to Mr. Global. What we each want to know is, what should I do? Where do I deploy my assets on the local and global chessboard? We'll address the practical issues as well. Much of what I will say will underscore what I've said in my 2019 equity overviews. Take a look at the last few videos for my 2019 equity overviews. They reflected my anticipation of radical reengineering after the 2020 election. The fact that it has come a year faster does not change my advice. It does increase the urgency of taking it to heart. It is fashionable to say that the world will never be the same after COVID-19. That is complete nonsense. The world has been run by slavers ever since I can remember, and they have been engaged in biowarfare ever since I've known them. Yes, with COVID-19, they have moved to a much more open, ambitious scale. But the good news is that the psychopaths are increasingly out of the closet. As I said in the annual wrap up when I discussed Yellowstone, our choice for 2019 Movie of the Year, it's time to do something about the Beck brothers. It's time to fight back. I reject the vision to end individual sovereignty. I embrace the vision of creative entrepreneurship, economic productivity, and trade that has lifted billions of people out of starvation and poverty over the centuries. New technology is a tool. Let's use it to return our environment to a healthy balance instead of descending into totalitarianism. We can live in a world in which people and living things work in harmony and benefit from the use of financial systems and technology that serve a human society. We have the power to end poverty and create new, unprecedented amounts of wealth. Gandhi was once asked what he thought of Western civilization. He said he thought we should give it a try. I agree. The future of our financial markets is merely a component of this larger conversation. End freedom, and no matter how much groovy new technology you have, you're going to end up with an economic mess. You may even blow up the planet. Please join me for the first quarter 2020 equity overview. We have a lot to talk about.